Hi, welcome to the Deco Splash Page Editor demo. Today I'm going to show you the basics of creating your splash page using our editor tool. To start with, you'll first have loaded it on your website server, and after which you'll have typed in the URL for the location of the editor. The first screen you'll see is this one. It'll have where you enter your username and password. I'm going to enter mine, and then I'm going to log in and get going. Don't be surprised if there's a slight delay in your site coming up. The server, your server, has to go to our server to verify that you indeed have an active license, so that can take a few seconds. So just be patient, and then this screen will come up. And you'll see here you can create a new site or open an existing site. Today we're going to create a new site because we haven't made our index page yet. The first screen that will come up is this one. It says create a new splash page. Typically you put this in your main URL, which is listed down below. Today we're actually going to be creating a subdomain because we're creating a test splash page, and I'm going to click OK. The screen will come up and you'll have two sections. You will have this section here, which is where you will put your images and your text at the bottom, and there's also this section over here where you will be able to do things like open something new, save a draft, save as, preview, and add your colors and different default settings for search engines. So right now we're going to start with my background image. Today I'm not using a background image, and the reason is I have a very wonderful image I'm using for my splash page and I don't think I need it. But I do know I want to make a specific background color. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in this. Alright, I've entered my hex code here, and then you click enter in order for the editor to accept it. The next thing you do is I'm going to change my states. I made my normal state white because I want the text to be a little more visible on my dark background. Hover state is a gray, and I left the active and visited sites as black. Now up here my text default is still black, and I think I'm going to want to make that white because I think it'll show up better on the background color I've chosen. The next thing I'm going to do is my search engine settings. When that comes up, you'll see a box where you can create your website page title, your keywords, and description. The page title needs to be clear, concise, and to the point, and it's recommended that it not be longer than 60 characters. While Google no longer uses keywords, other search engines might, and we suggest you also keep that down to about 12. In this case, well thought out words and terms are better than not having anything at all. And it's also better to keep it less rather than more. Your meta description may show up when Google posts your site in a page ranking. You want to keep it to 1 or 2 sentences and keep it very concise and to the point as to what you do, like we have here with ours. The next thing that you're going to want to do is do your auto redirect if you have a smartphone. This is a fantastic tool that integrates it also with our mobile editors. I love it because all I have to do is say I have a website that's designed for iPhones and Android phones, and here is the URL, and type it. / and then it'll be the folder I've created. The best part to me is that you can then use your mobile site to create one specific formatted for iPads and enter that URL. So when anyone hits your website with these devices, they're going to automatically be directed to the right spot. Fantastic way, in my mind, to easily have your website viewable on all forms of devices. The final one on this side is your Google Analytics or other kinds of metadata. Up here at the top is where a site counter JavaScript, which is similar to Google Analytics, will go. And that's where I'm going to put my Google Analytics, which is right there. Then the custom HTML code in header is where you would put meta tags that you receive for any browsers. Like there, you can receive one for Google to verify your website, Bing, Yahoo, anything like that will go here. As you can see, I'm pasting my Google code in right there. There you go. Google Analytics is ready to go on my website. The same here. I'm pasting my meta code here, which is verification for Google and for Bing. I'm going to go ahead and close and go on to the next step, which is going to be adding my images and the hyperlinks to my page. Before I add that, I forgot to mention that up here in this corner where you see the lease is where you're going to input the code we send you after you purchase a month or two or however long you want the site. Once you've put the code in here, it will show unlocked and you're ready to go. It's very important that you do this at the start, and I apologize I forgot to mention it then. So anyway, this is the side where you input your code, your images, and your links. If you come down here, you can add an HTML section or add an image section. The first thing I'm going to do is add my image. I'm going to auto import my image using our import tool and click open. It's going to bring up my image and place it in the center of. Now you'll have a few other options when it comes to your image. You can say auto resize to a max width of 900 by 600 with a specific image quality. Today I'm not going to do that because when I created it, I created my splash page image to be 900 by 600, which is typically a good viewing area on most browsers and screen sizes. The next thing I'm going to do is add a link area. To add a link area is very simple. I'm going to click that button and then I'm going to draw a bar over the area.